360 off the church. Oh my God! I'll use this for a little bit.
Cream of the crop. Cream of the crop. Cream of the crop. Victory!
Woo! Let's go, boys! Dance party, yes! So a lot of people are asking about Shotgun Farmers, and they're asking if I'm going to play it again, and I've talked about this before in a few other videos, which I've unlisted at this time because I didn't think it was important anymore. And I actually had unlisted all my Shotgun Farmers videos for about a month to try and like keep that part of the YouTube landscape down a little bit, and it's also part of the reason I've changed my name, and I'm gonna go over all that stuff and why I don't really play Shotgun Farmers anymore. So recently I re-downloaded it. I figured I'd humor the new influx of people asking me to play Shotgun Farmers, even though it's been about a year since the last time I like really got into it, and about 6 to 8 months since I last played the game just for a video. So, you know, I'll admit it was kind of fun. It's still a fast-paced game. The mechanics have always been very unique and fun to play around with. And, you know, the overall vibe of the game is great. Like, it was pretty fun for a few games, and then it kind of just got repetitive again for me. And it doesn't really help that there's also still the dead lobby and bots problem, where every lobby ends up either getting cleared out or there's just a bunch of bots. And like, don't get me wrong, killing bots can be fun for a little bit, but after like 4 or 5 times, it's just not the most enjoyable experience. Also, the AK-47 is not really what it was hyped up to be. I didn't even touch it really. I picked it up once or twice during my time playing again. I just ended up sticking to the Gromado, the shotgun, and the sniper, or, you know, the rocket launcher or whatever. But again, it's not to say that the game is bad or anything. It's still a fun game, and I'm sure a lot of people still get a bunch of enjoyment. I mean, there are some hardcore people in the Shotgun Farmers community, and you know, they love the game, and I think that's awesome. They should be able to love the game, and if it's their favorite game or it's your favorite game, that's totally fine, but it's not really my favorite game. Short term, you know, you play like an arcade game, maybe you do your dailies if you really just want the XP or whatever, but for me, long term, there's just nothing for me to work towards, and you know, I've been kind of dabbling in the MMO games that I used to play as a kid, like World of Warcraft and stuff, getting into those. I've been getting into like Red Dead Online, which I've played for quite some time now. I just never made content on it. But yeah, let's go over why I don't really play the game anymore. You know, I like to be as transparent as possible, and I know that this is kind of going to go over a lot of people's heads, especially the Shotgun Farmers community. You know, since a lot of players do tend to be on the younger side, so you know, this talking video is probably not going to be super important. In fact, they probably won't even listen to what I'm saying. They're just going to look at the gameplay and be like, ooh, nice. Which has happened multiple times now when I've tried to talk about why I don't play the game as much anymore. So the main reason why I stopped playing was I tried streaming the game for a while, and it was going pretty good. And I was trying to be positive in the community. I was trying to set up like lobbies so that people could find other players to play with, because I was getting comments saying like, oh, I'm getting only bot games, or I wish I had people to play with. So, you know, I wanted to have a space kind of similar to what Zombear does, and you know, I would host it and people could play with me, they could play with other players, maybe make friends in those lobbies and continue to play with them, so that they, you know, could keep having fun with the game. And it started out okay, and then it got really toxic. So I had to stop about a week in because of stream snipers. People were being toxic. They're constantly trying to 1v1 me, which I thought was funny because the videos always were jokes, like me saying I'm the ninja of Shotgun Farmers or I'm going pro in Shotgun Farmers. It was all a joke, you know, it was an act. I was kind of just making fun of, like, you know, the pro gamers that take the games way too seriously. And the joke was basically, you know, one of those like hyper sweat Fortnite players could, you know, come over to Shotgun Farmers and they could take something so simple and so casual and turn it into a sweat fest. And that was kind of the joke, which I guess is a little convoluted, to be fair. But you know, I had fun acting that way, and it was just that, it was an act. But then people started really liking it, and they ate up the fact that they thought I was actually a Shotgun Farmers pro, which isn't even the case. I'm not even that competitive of a person. When I play any competitive game, I'm pretty casual. Yeah, I'll try, you know, I'm not gonna like sit there and not play the game, especially with team games. I understand the atmosphere and the vibe going there, where I want to help the team win, but I'm not gonna like be super serious about it and think that I'm playing in, like, you know, the Call of Duty League or the the Fortnite Cup series or whatever. I've played a lot of shooters in my lifetime, and I'm 25 now, and I've been gaming ever since I was like 4 years old. So that's a lot of time for me to get good at games. I'm not like the best by any means, but you know, when it comes to shooters, I'm decent. I just be playing the game regularly, and it just happened to look like it might be someone who could be like a pro shotgun farmer. That was never the intention. It was like just perfect for the joke. I thought it was hilarious, but people believed it. They wanted to believe it. They thought it was legit. It entertained them, and I know this kind of like lifts the veil and maybe it ruins the experience a little bit, but yeah, I want to be transparent. I also want to just make it known that like it all started as a joke. It was like a last second suggestion from my my mod and one of my best friends who said, "Hey, this game's coming out on Xbox. You should play it." And so I did. And that's how it started. So the people that really believed all that, they started stream sniping me, and I understood the pain that like Ninja and stuff would actually go through when they're playing Fortnite, or you know, even XQC or Tim the Tatman, you know, all the big streamers, albeit at a very, very small scale. It was still irritating. Like, I can't even imagine what it's like for those guys, because even just the little bit that I experienced was enough to make me never want to play the game again. Like, I would just be playing very casually. They'd come in and they would only focus me. They'd kill me over and over again, no one else on the other team, and then they'd teabag, they'd BM, which like I get is like part of the game. I've teabagged a fair share of people too, but to target specifically me and then act like you're like the greatest player in the world, which I hope also is just funnier now that I've explained the joke of the videos, because people were killing someone who isn't even like trying to be that good and then thinking that they're really good, especially in shotgun farmers, which is like, they're the people I'm joking about, which actually is that's actually so funny now that I say it out loud. Yeah, the stream sniping is getting really bad. Like, I was hanging out with the voice actor of the game, Zacton, in a lobby. We were making like player pyramids and player towers and all that, and just kind of dancing around, dance parties. And this guy would just keep killing me, but no one else in the lobby. And we're just like chilling, trying to do like, you know, dance parties. We're stacking, and you know, I'd be in the tower in the middle, and then he'd kill me, and then the tower would fall apart. It was so unfun. So stream snipers were probably the biggest problem for me, and me wanting to not play the game anymore. And if you are someone who does stream snipe, like, please don't. Sometimes it's funny. Some stream snipers can be funny, depending on what you're doing. But especially if you're just going in to be like an online hitman and only go for the streamer or whatever, that's just stupid. Another smaller part that I didn't think was like the super biggest problem, but I definitely didn't appreciate it, was that a lot of shotgun farmers people were kind of bouncing around these other discords. They were going into the TikToks, they were going into QAZITV, the developer streams, and they were like name dropping, saying Minnesota says that your game's trash, or they said that I said it is a bad game. They said I said it sucked, which was never the case, and it was very irritating. Like, the whole thing was that I just said I'm not having fun with the game anymore. I never said the game was trash. It's a good game. You know, there's nothing on the market like it at all. In fact, I think it's one of the coolest shooters on the market, just based off the like whole premise that you're shooting the ground and growing guns, and that's how you reload. I think it's really fun. I think it's worth a try for a lot of people, but I'm not gonna say that it's, you know, a long-term game that people can just grind for hours and hours and hours and like get a year of playtime out of. That's not what it is. And then another thing that happened was like, so I switched from playing just shotgun farmers, and to be fair, I kind of dug the hole myself, and I didn't really think about the long-term implications of what my strategy was on YouTube. But once the first few shotgun farmers videos popped off, I was like, well, I gotta keep making more of these, right? Like, people want shotgun farmers, so I made a bunch of shotgun farmers videos, and they did really well. It's hard to take a game that, you know, and I understand as an indie developer, and I think Quasi's, you know, a great guy for making the game and everything, but he also doesn't have the manpower that, say, Epic Games does to regularly update the game, like fast-paced and keep it fresh feeling. So, you know, it's hard to keep making content for a game that doesn't get a lot of content updates. And I think some Red Dead people can attest to that. And, you know, I'm not going to complain that there's not enough updates. I fully understand that he's like one guy, or the team's like 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. Like, it's a very small team. You know, I think I managed to push out like 16 different videos back to back on just shotgun farmers. And that was like even doing all the challenges and stuff. And honestly, I feel like that was pretty good. I feel like, you know, 16 videos back to back is like quite a feat considering what the game actually is. So, you know, I did try. It's not that I just uploaded a couple videos and abandoned it. I uploaded a lot if you look at the Shotgun Farmers playlist. Then I started venturing out. I started playing Phasmophobia, and I started playing other stuff, which those are some of my favorite videos. They didn't get very many views, but for me, those are some of my favorite videos I've ever made, because I made them with friends and we had a lot of good laughs, and they're pretty funny, I think, anyway. But I was getting people dislike bombing videos. I was getting people who would literally just tank watch time on here, which I guess is like a big deal for YouTube, and they would just click any video that's irrelevant to Shotgun Farmers, and they would just, you know, click, get the 3 seconds of like watch time or 5 seconds, whatever, and just ask where's Shotgun Farmers. And I get that on like every video, and I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty irritating to get that all the time. Or if I'm streaming and I'm like just chatting, and I'm not even playing a game that's Shotgun Farmers, there's nothing that says I'm doing Shotgun Farmers, and I even make it clear that I'm not playing Shotgun Farmers. I would get like, you know, a bunch of people coming in telling me to play it now, play Shotgun Farmers now, like a lot of like really rude children. Which, should be fair, I mean, they're kids, so I can't really hate on them too hard, and they haven't really learned the internet etiquette. They haven't been around enough to like fully understand that concept, which is fine. So yeah, I don't know, it's just a lot of like unappreciated things that I was getting from the Shotgun Farmers community, and it's actually made me not want to be a part of gaming communities, if I'm going to be completely honest. Like, recently I was under fire with Red Dead Online, and I was just giving my thoughts, and I wouldn't consider myself a part of the Red Dead Online community. I just play the game. And, you know, a lot of these communities do tend to be kind of negative, kind of a little toxic, if you will, and that's just kind of the nature of game communities. Like, the longer you're in there, you know, they ruminate together, they're gonna find complaints and stuff. I don't know, I don't like being a part of those types of things. You know, I'm kind of someone who likes to be left alone. I like to make videos that entertain people, but I also don't want to, like, I never really cared about building a quote-unquote community like a lot of people tend to toad on the internet these days. I'm just a guy, I just want to make videos. I hope they entertain someone, or people like listening to it, and that's all I care about. And I'm kind of thankful that all this happened in a way, because it definitely gave me some insight into what it's like for some of these larger channels and larger people on a very small scale. And it's allowed me to kind of think about it and sort of, you know, get some experience with what that would actually be like. And it made me realize, like, why these YouTubers and stuff act the way they do, or they don't really interact with their viewers as much as you'd think they would. And I never understood that myself until, like, after Shotgun Farmers, where I was like, well, why doesn't Markiplier or whatever talk to his viewers in the comments, or why don't they tweet back and forth with people? And like, I kind of get it now. I kind of get it now. I also made the mistake of like adding people and letting people add me on a bunch of different social whatever you want to call it, game clients, like Epic Games client or Steam. That was a huge mistake. Or letting people add me on Discord, huge mistake. Like, if you're trying to be a YouTuber or something, and you know, maybe in the beginning it's a good idea. I didn't find that many people that I would just like talk to in the beginning, but if you ever blow up, don't start saying you'll add everybody, because once you get into like the 1,000 to 2,000 range, it gets to be a lot, and it's impossible for anybody, and I guarantee anybody, to hold 1,000 to 2,000 people and have like healthy relationships with them. Like, I can't be friends with 2,000 people. I can barely handle being friends with like the 5 people in my circle, and I think that's like all I want in my life, is just like the 5 people in my circle. I definitely can't handle 1,000 to 2,000. I guess we're at 3,000 subs now. Like, it sounds kind of harsh, and it's like I'm saying I don't want to be friends with you, which isn't the case. Like, I'm sure a lot of you are pretty nice people and pretty good people, and I hope you do find friendship elsewhere, but it's just not me. Especially, so what happened was, on Discord, I would get calls from everyone that I kept adding, which I had to start removing friends on Discord, because it was just getting to be, oh man, it was a lot. Like, I'd just be having a call with like my girlfriend or something, or I'd just be chilling, and I'd get like 5 calls from a bunch of different people that had joined the Discord, and they're trying to have private calls with me, or they're spamming my DMs, and that was not the best move on my part, and that's totally my fault for doing that. And at first it seemed like such a good idea. Like, I was like, I really want to interact with all these people, but it's just not feasible. So that's a big part of it. Same thing with Steam. People would send me invites. Epic, like when I streamed Fortnite for a little bit, people would spam me with invites. They're trying to talk to me. They're like, why isn't your voice chat on? Like, even if I am playing with you, I don't want to have like a bunch of people yelling and stuff in my ears. So the most important thing, and I've toted this with the Red Dead Online community in my video talking about, like, if you're not having fun with anything in life, not even just video games, like if you're not having fun with your favorite show, you're not having fun with like anything, you're not having fun whatever activity you're doing, just don't force yourself to do it. It's a very important aspect of my life where I feel like I don't want to waste any time on anything that isn't enjoyable unless it's absolutely necessary. Like, I'm not gonna say working is the most enjoyable thing in the world, but you know, you have to do that. But when you have like entertainment and stuff and you have the choice of whether or not you can do it, don't force yourself in your free time, you know, outside of school or work, to do something that angers you or disappoints you, saddens you. I think that's a very important time for anyone to sort of, you know, relax, vent out, take some time for themselves and have it be a positive time rather than a negative time. And that's always been a like whole mantra of mine for gaming specifically. But you can apply that to whatever you want. So like Red Dead Online and, you know, Shotgun Farmers, I'm not going to force myself to play Shotgun Farmers when I'm not having as much fun as I was when I first picked up the game. As a content creator, that's not the smartest thing to do. I'm aware that it's not the smartest thing to do, because the smart thing to do is you just pick a game, you play it into the ground until you build a community, and then hope that when you switch games that the community stays. But I see so many people who get stuck in that hole, and in the end, a lot of them end up just losing that community anyway. I mean, look at Ninja. He's a good example. You know, he's huge for Fortnite. He was one of the biggest streamers in the world, and you know, he did make a few other mistakes, but he built a huge community, one of the largest, and he was on top for a long time. And now he isn't. You know, I still pop into his streams every once in a while, and he's a pretty chill guy. I think when you build a community or whatever, you build a fan base, viewership, whatever you want to call it, that way, that's long term not the best move. From what I've seen other content creators doing, and the people that are like consistently big and haven't like really fallen off or anything are people that didn't do one thing. They're not one-trick Andys. I think that's kind of important, especially as a video person and, you know, someone who aspires to be like a large content creator. I don't want to dig myself into a hole and like, you know, trap myself into one niche form of content. And a lot of people tote that. And I don't think that's a very good advice. I just didn't want to be known as one thing. I never want to be known as one thing. I want to be known as me. I want to make videos as myself. I want to make videos on everything. I have a lot of interests. I'm more interested in video games in general rather than just one particular game. And I like talking about these games and what makes these games tick, what makes them good, what makes them bad. I like to keep the integrity of my channel. I like to keep my integrity with making videos, and I've always, like, I've tried to be funny, and maybe I'm not the funniest guy, which is fine, but I still want to just make videos that I enjoy or make me laugh first, and then, you know, share it with anyone and anyone else who shares a laugh or finds enjoyment with it. I hope also gets that feeling with it. That's how I think of video content anyways. And again, like, I want to make people happy, and I hope that the videos of Shotgun Farmers or anything else that I've done that popped off did entertain people and maybe got like a few laughs out of you. And again, like, the original few Shotgun Farmers videos were jokes, and maybe the jokes weren't super apparent because it was pretty unobvious and not really in your face, but it was satire, and you know, people still probably got some enjoyment out of it for a bunch of different reasons, which I think is awesome. I think that means they were good videos. So yeah, I'm still, you know, I'm only at 3,000 subs. I still want to branch out. I still want to try a bunch of different types of content, you know. I've done the funny moments on YouTube thing. That's hard to do, man. That's hard to do. I've done, you know, Shotgun Farmers. I've done some debates with Red Dead Online. I want to delve into like game reviews. I want to still make them funny. I still want to, you know, look at games in general. I don't want to say that I never make Shotgun Farmers videos ever again. Maybe on updates I'll post a video here and there, just so you guys have something. And I know that there's not like the most amount of content creators for Shotgun Farmers, so you know, whenever there's like an update, I'll try to make a video. I know there's a new map allegedly coming out according to the Shotgun Farmers Twitter. There's also going to be a Switch port with an exclusive skin and possibly even a new one for PC, which is I think a fan drew it, which is super awesome. But I just can't keep continuing the whole back-to-back video. I want to make people happy. I hope the videos I make do entertain at the very least. They don't have to be funny. I wish they were funny. I wish I was a funnier person. But I at the very least, I hope that they're entertaining and people enjoy the videos that I put out. Or, you know, maybe they spark some debate or discussion, kind of like the Red Dead Online ones. Whether it's like positive or negative, I just like talking about video games. So yeah, that's just kind of the state. I know this is kind of a longer video. It's kind of ranty. But I hope the gameplay was at least enjoyable if you didn't listen to the words. And if you listen to the words, I hope you stick around and see what else I'm doing. Otherwise, I mean, it's not going to offend me if you decide to unsubscribe. It doesn't matter. Again, if you're not enjoying my channel anymore and you're not liking the new content I put out, then, you know, you gotta find someone else. You know, that's just kind of how life is. But anyway, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching and listening to what I had to say. If you liked it, leave a like. If you disliked it, dislike. And if you're interested in any future videos, hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna try to do some more game reviews where I just look at whether or not the game is fun and not get into all the like mechanical mumbo jumbo or technical mumbo jumbo of the game, because I think the most important thing with gaming is that it's fun. I think people forgot about that. We'll do that. I'll do discussions, maybe talk about some non-gaming things that I might have interest in. Otherwise, yeah. Anyways, as always, take care of yourselves, drink some water. It's 2021. It's still kind of crazy out there. Least you can do is stay hydrated, and I'll see you in the next video with whatever the hell it is I'm doing. Mad love. Peace out.